What up, guys? Gangstapranksta here, bringing you the weekly wrestling review for August 4th and 11th. This is going to be 2 weeks of reviews. I know I've been slacking, I apologize, but let's do my regular intro. So welcome to the weekly wrestling review. If you're new to the show where we talk everything about professional wrestling, from news, reviews to predictions, we talk about it all. So if you're a fan of professional wrestling, welcome to the show. On today's show, we got reviews for 2 weeks worth of RAW, Smackdown, NXT, Impact, Ring of Honor, predictions for Boiling Point and Hardcore Justice, and a little bit of wrestling news. So as I already said, I apologize for not uploading weekly wrestling review. We're going to double up this week. And yeah, so let's jump right into it. This is going to be for the Raw, the week before this. So this was the Raw that's happened after this was the 1001 episode of Raw. We're just going to quickly just talk about some key points. You know, CM Punk talked about why he's a heel now and just how The Rock disrespected him. And he has a point, right? Like, he is the champ. He should be, you know, the top of the show. He should be like the main focus, but you know, Rock comes in, he's the main focus. So he made some valid points. So yeah, what else? We had Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan in a street fight match. This was a good match. Sheamus won. After the match, Daniel Bryan won't leave, and R-Truth and Kofi Kingston come out and tell Bryan to leave. Bryan kicks little Jimmy out of the ring. That was pretty funny. And R-Truth freaks out, and 4 guys in white get-ups come out and tell AJ, and AJ tells them to grab them and take him to the psych ward. And Daniel Bryan had a psychic, or not, like a psyche evaluation to see if he was crazy. Daniel Bryan, yo, he was amazing this show. Like, I thought he did fantastic. Just the whole thing with him and AJ, he had a great match. And then the whole thing with him and the doctor, I thought everything he did was gold. And this wasn't the only thing that he did gold. Like, the past couple weeks, he's just been on fire. He's just been tremendous. And I'm loving every minute of it. This whole psyche evaluation thing, I thought it was pretty entertaining. You know, just, I love Daniel Bryan. I think he's doing a fantastic job right now. What else did we have on Raw? We had Randy Orton make his return. He had a match against Heath Slater. And, the main event was Big Show and John Cena. Good match. No one won, after CM Punk interferes. This was a #1 contenders match, so instead now it's going to be a 3-way at SummerSlam. Coolio. This will all go with me. NXT. Oh, they announced that they're going to crown an NXT champion, so they're going to have this tournament thing. First thing I gotta say is that title looks like the biggest piece of shit ever. Holy shit, it looks hideous. They should keep the Florida Championship Wrestling title, because this NXT title, fucking hideous. Oh my god, it is ugly as shit. So ugly. It reminded me of the last title that they brought in, the tag team titles, the big ass pennies. Yeah. And it worries me because it's being rumored that they're going to introduce a new WWE title, and I pray every day that it's going to be good. I don't pray every day, but I hope that God it doesn't look like a big piece of shit. So yeah, they're crowned. Nothing really interesting happened on NXT. We had Seth Rollins with Drew McIntyre. Good match. Rollins wins. He advances in the tournaments. Other than that, nothing else really. Next we got Impacts. It started with Kenny King and Austin Aries versus Robert Roode and Zema Ion. This was a good match. I thought it was a great way to start the show. They had about 15 minutes. They had a brawl. They had the match. I thought it was just really good. So that was a great way to start the show. What else? Oh, we had a good women's match. Tara versus Madison Rayne versus Mickie James versus Gail Kim for a #1 contenders match. That was a good match. I enjoyed that. Madison won. Chavo Guerrero made his debut and faced Kid Kash in a match. Pretty good match. Chavo wins. Next we had Christopher Daniels and Kazarian throw Claire a baby shower. And, you know, they're in the ring, they have the gifts and shit, and they're like, hey, Claire, come out. And as she's walking to the ring, you hear a fan yell, you can't act. And I'm like, that guy's fucking awesome. Like, give that guy a medal, because she's fucking horrendous. Kaz and Daniels, they were awesome. They did the whole gifts. I thought they did a good job. Claire, she's just terrible. She's just terrible. She's yelling at AJ like to take care of the baby. No, it was horrendous. But Daniels and Kazarian, they were fucking amazing. Like they gave him like AJ Styles action figures and shit. It was funny. It was really funny. The main event was Kurt Angle versus James Storm. Good match. After the match, Rude says Storm orchestrated the Aces and Eights attacks. And huge brawl breaks out. Smackdown. Vince McMahon announces a new Smackdown GM. It's Booker T. Other than that, nothing else really happened in that show. No good matches. Oh, Sheamus and Tenzai had a good match. That was it. That was about it. Other than that, the rest of the show was just meh. Anything happen on Ring of Honor? Nothing really. Main event was Roderick Strong versus Adam Cole in a TV title match. Good match. Adam Cole wins and is the new TV champion. That was pretty cool. So that's everything that happened 2 weeks ago. Now we're going to talk about the results that happened last week. So first we got Raw. And it starts out with AJ. She announces some matches until she's interrupted by CM Punk. Punk comes out, apologizes, and says he wants some respect. Cena comes out, and him and Punk go back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And AJ says Punk has a match, and the fans get to pick the opponent. They pick Rey Mysterio, so it's CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. Pretty good match. Punk wins. Next we got Christian versus Del Rio. Pretty good match. Del Rio wins. After the match, Sheamus steals Del Rio's car. Next we got Randy Orton versus Big Show. Randy Orton and Big Show in a one-on-one match. Pretty good match. No one wins. It went to a count-out. Next we got Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins versus Ryback. Okay match. Ryback wins. Next we got Epico and Primo versus the Primetime Players. Pretty good match. Epico and Primo win. Next we got Brodus Clay versus Damian Sandow. Match never happened after Sandow attacked Brodus. Kelly versus Eve. Okay match. Kelly wins. Next, Shawn Michaels comes out and is interrupted by Brock Lesnar and Heyman. Heyman comes out and says Brock is going to destroy Triple H at SummerSlam. Shawn says Triple H has changed men. He'll be at SummerSlam, blah, 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 blah. And Brock says he's coming for Shawn Michaels. Next, we got Dolph Ziggler taking on Alex Riley. Pretty good match. Riley wins. Next, we got Miz and Kane. Pretty good match. Kane wins. In the main event, Big Show versus Daniel Bryan. Good match. Cena wins. After the match, Punk and Show come out, and it ends with Show taking everyone out. You know, I'm not a big fan of Raw going 3 hours now. It's just, it seems to drag on a lot. And I don't know how long this is going to last, the 3-hour show. Hopefully it's not very, very often. I'd like to go back to 2 hours. Save the 3 hours for, like, special shows. What are you going to do for special shows now? 4 hours? Like, fuck no. It's hard to watch 3 hours. I don't know if I'd watch 4 hours. That's a lot of fucking fast forwarding I gotta do. Next we got NXT. First match, Michael McGillicuddy versus Justin Gabriel. Pretty good match. McGillicuddy wins. This was a, was this? I think it was the NXT World Title Tournament match. I think so. Next we got Cassius Ohno taking on CJ Parker. Okay match. Ohno wins. Good to see him finally make his debut. I'm a big fan of Chris Hero. I would like to see, you know, him and Antonio Cesaro team up, form the Kings of Wrestling, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that. Next we got Paige and Tamina Snuka versus Caitlyn and Kaylee Turner. Okay match. Tamina and Paige win. And last but not least, Bo Dallas versus Jinder Mahal. Good match. Mahal wins. So that was NXT. Next we got TNA Impact. It starts out with Bully Ray comes out. I just want to say, Bully Ray is fucking awesome as well. Like, he is probably one of my favorite things on TNA Impact right now. He's just awesome. I love him. I fucking love him. Do you know who I am? You know, I pull out my Twitter machine. You know, I love him. Everything he says I think is gold. Anyways, he says Storm is behind the Aces and Eights attack. Storm comes out and they go back and forth a little bit, setting up their match for later on. First match we got RVD versus Magnus. Pretty good match. RVD wins. Next we got Kazarian and Christopher Daniels versus Devon and Garrett Bischoff in a tag team title match. Pretty good match. Daniels and Kazarian win. Next we got Robbie E and Rob Terry come out and challenge Robbie E challenges Jeff Hardy to a fight. Hardy comes out and is attacked by Rob Terry and is eventually powerbombed through a table. Next we got Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. Good match. Angle wins. Next we got Gail Kim versus Brooke Tessmacher. Pretty good match. Tessmacher wins. Sting, Austin Aries, Robert Roode come out for a contract signing. Roode throws a fit over something in the contract. And Aries says whoever loses won't get a rematch. And Roode agrees and throws the water in Aries' face. And for the main event, we have James Storm versus Bully Ray. Good match. Bully wins. And after the match, Aces and Eights appear on the Titantron and say Bully is next. They're going to attack him next. The thing about Aces and Eights, now the Dark Knight recently came out, right? And I think TNA liked that movie so much that they're like, Bane's voice, it was great. I didn't understand anything he says, but it sounded great. Let's do that for Aces and Eights. It's a great idea. It's fucking great. I don't know anything that Aces and Eights say. Nothing. It's just mumble, 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 mumble. We're gonna take you out. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Blah. What a horrible fucking idea it was. Just let them talk in their regular voice. No one's gonna notice them because they're not part of the TNA roster. So fucking do that. Other than that, it's so dumb. They have the whole Bane voice, like, just instead of, you know, saying I'm gonna attack you, just say I am Gotham's Reckoning. Just say that. It'll sound a lot cooler. So next we got SmackDown. It starts with Booker T comes out and demands Sheamus to apologize for what he did on Raw. Sheamus apologizes. Del Rio comes out and calls Sheamus a hooligan. Sheamus says they should have their SummerSlam match tonight. Del Rio agrees. That's the main event. Next we got Cody Rhodes and Sin Cara. Okay match. Sin Cara wins. I think they're going to have a feud going on. Just Cody Rhodes wanting to unmask Sin Cara. So I guess that's okay. Next we got Daniel Bryan comes out and talks shit about Kane and AJ. Kane comes out and then AJ comes out. She tells Bryan and Kane to get along and to shake hands. But Kane's like, fuck that. And he attacks Daniel Bryan. Which, yeah, it's cool. They're going to have a match at SummerSlam. Next we got Jinder Mahal versus two guys. Blah match. Jinder Mahal wins. After the match, Ryback takes out two guys. They're probably going to have a match at SummerSlam. It's inevitable. They're going to have a rematch. They're just kind of building up the feud, which I don't mind. Next we got Chris Jericho comes out for the highlight reel. Vicky Guerrero interrupts him and says Dolph Ziggler will not appear. So Jericho makes her his guest instead. Jericho accepts the match to face Ziggler at SummerSlam. Dolph tries to jump Jericho, but Jericho dodges the attack. Vicky slaps Jericho. Dolph hits his finisher and smacks Jericho over the head with the briefcase. Next we got Epico and Primo versus the Primetime Players. Okay match. Primetime Players win by DQ. Next we got Antonio Cesaro versus Christian. Pretty good match. Christian wins. Man, I wish this went longer. I thought they had a pretty good match. Now, Cesaro attacked Christian after the match, so it's possible the feud will continue. Hopefully he beats Santino for the U.S. title, and then he can feud with Christian. I think that'd be fucking awesome. But it definitely seems like he's gonna win the U.S. title, which I think is fucking great. Take it off Santino. So yeah, I wish it went longer. It was pretty good. Like, I could have seen this match being really good if they gave it like 15 minutes. Anyways, next, Rey Mysterio versus Miz. Pretty good match. Mysterio wins, and the main event, Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus world title match. Match never happened after a bunch of guys dressed as cops attack Sheamus. You know, they all beat him down and they leave him laying. So yeah, that was SmackDown. Next we got Ring of Honor. It starts out with the Guardians of Truth versus the Briscoes in a rematch from, I don't remember the pay-per-view. I think it was Best in the World. So pretty good match. The Briscoes win. After the match, the Guardians of Truth, Roderick Strong and Rhino attack the Briscoes. Jay Lethal, Caprice Coleman, Cedric Alexander, and Adam Cole all make the save. Next we got Kevin Kelly is in the ring to interview Eddie Kingston. Eddie says he's going to win the world title to prove that he could be a world champion. This was a good promo by Eddie Kingston. I haven't seen too much of his work, but just listening to this promo, I thought it was solid, it was heartfelt, and it meant something. So it was a really good promo by Eddie Kingston. I really enjoyed it. And the main event was Mike Bennett versus Lance Storm in their rubber match. Mike Bennett already having a win over Lance Storm. Lance Storm having a win. They're going to duke it out in a third match, and Mike Bennett ended up taking that. It was a good match. Definitely go and check it out. And another pretty good episode of Ring of Honor. If you want to watch Ring of Honor, all you got to do is go to ROHWrestling.com, sign up for a free account, and you can watch the show there every Thursday. And make sure you do, because it's a solid hour of wrestling. That and NXT. By the way, Dean Ambrose, pretty fucking awesome. You know who you are. Next we got predictions for ROH Boiling Point, and then we're going to have predictions for Hardcore Justice. So Boiling Point is a upcoming pay-per-view by Ring of Honor. It doesn't look that good, to be honest. Like, there's a couple matches that interest me, but for the most part, it just seems like a lackluster event. And yeah, so I'll just go through it real quick. First, we got the Bravado Brothers are set to return to Ring of Honor. This is one of the things I'm excited for. I think the Bravado Brothers are a solid tag team. I don't know why they haven't been used as of late in Ring of Honor, but I'm so glad that they're going to come back. Solid tag team for Ring of Honor. So I'm excited about that. Next we got Matt Taven versus QT Marshall versus Antonio Thomas versus Vinny Margasiglia. I don't know any of these guys besides Matt Taven. But this is probably a match to like a 4-way winner. Probably gets a future couple dates with Ring of Honor. So I expect Matt Taven to win. Next we got Adam Cole versus Brutal Bob. This is the match I'm probably looking forward to the least. Brutal Bob is not a wrestler, and if he is, he's a terrible one. Just stick to being Mike Bennett's lackey. But definitely gotta give the win to Adam Cole. He's a TV champ. A lot of people are saying he's the future of Ring of Honor, and he's a really talented dude. So yeah, I'd like to see him be pushed further. We'll see what he's going to do with the TV title, but I definitely expect him to pick up this win. Next, we got Roderick Strong versus Mike Mondo. This should be a good match. I'd rather this be on TV than a pay-per-view, to be honest, but that's just me. Gonna have to go with Mike Mondo. It seems like they're pushing him a lot as of late, so we'll go with Mike Mondo on this one. Next we got Jay Lethal versus Tommaso Ciampa, 2 out of 3 falls match. Another match I'm looking forward to. These two are probably going to have a solid match. They've had a couple matches in the past, and I expect nothing less in this match. So it's probably going to be my match of the night. Next we got Michael Elgin versus Charlie Haas. This is a rematch from some show. I think it was on a pay-per-view actually, but whatever. Shelton Benjamin's suspended. I forgot why, but so yeah, I guess Charlie Haas is going to be a singles wrestler for a couple weeks or months. So yeah, Michael Elgin versus Charlie Haas. Not really looking forward to this, but I expect Roderick Strong to interfere in Michael Elgin's match, setting up a feud for them later on. It's inevitable because you know they've been at each other's throats. Rhino might make an appearance. We'll have to see. So I'm going to go with Charlie Haas. Next, we got Eddie Edwards and Sarah Del Rey versus Mike Bennett and Maria. Not a huge fan of mixed tag team matches, but I like Eddie Edwards, Sarah Del Rey. I think this is one of her last dates before she goes to WWE because she was recently signed. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards. Actually, I'm probably going to have to go with Mike Bennett and Maria. They're probably going to steal the victory somehow, so I'll go with Mike Bennett and Maria. Next we got the Briscoes versus Jimmy Jacobs and Steve Corino. This should be a fun it might turn into a hardcore match, but this should be a good tag team match. I like the Briscoes. Steve Corino's pretty good. Jimmy Jacobs is pretty good as well. So yeah, this match should be good. And the main event, Kevin Steen versus Eddie Kingston, Ring of Honor World Title match. This is probably going to be a very hard-hitting match. I'm pretty excited about that. Definitely got to give it to Kevin Steen. I like Eddie Kingston. I really liked his promo last on the Ring of Honor show, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to have this guy who has a couple weeks of build-up win the Ring of Honor World Title. That would just be stupid in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to have to go with Kevin Steen. He's going to keep being pro wrestling's worst nightmare. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So overall, ROH Boiling Point, I think you can skip out on this pay-per-view. Or maybe wait for my review next week. But overall, it does not look that good of a pay-per-view. What does look good is actually TNA Hardcore Justice. This pay-per-view looks fucking awesome. The matches look great. I'm super excited for this pay-per-view. So let's just go through real quick. First we got Brooke Tessmacher versus Madison Rayne for the Knockouts title. This should be a pretty good match. I expect Madison to win with the whole Earl Hebner thing, so I'm going to go with Madison on this one. Next we got Chavo, Guerrero, and Hernandez versus Kid Kash and Gunner. It seems like Chavo and Hernandez are going to be like the tag team champs because they keep talking about like, you know, Chavo's like, I came here to win some gold, so it just seems like they're going to do a tag team thing. You know, Hernandez isn't doing anything, but I hope they, you know, whatever, go do the tag team thing, but I hope Kid Kash and Gunner stick together. Very reminiscent of Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt in the early days of TNA. So yeah, I think they should stick together, see where they can go. Definitely, it won't hurt them. So I'm going to go with Chavo and Hernandez for this one. Next, we got Kenny King versus Zema Ion, X Division title match. It was recently revealed that Kenny King was recently signed to TNA, which I'm pretty excited for. Not pretty, I'm very excited for. Kenny King, I just think he brings a lot to the table, X Division wise, and just overall. Just overall, he brings a lot to the table. Being, you know, a future star of TNA, just he's in his prime right now with X Division stuff, so he's really good at high flying. He's a really good wrestler, so I'm pretty excited about him being in TNA. But I do not think he's gonna win this X Division title. I think Zema Ion's gonna win it. I think I said this before, definitely at Destination X. I think it's gonna be Zema Ion versus Jesse Sorensen at Bound for Glory. So for that to happen, Zema has to win. So sorry, Kenny King, but I'm gonna have to go with Zema Ion. Next we got 3 Bound for Glory matches, Bound for Glory series matches. It's 3 4-ways. First we got Mr. Anderson, Magnus, RVD, and D'Angelo Dinero in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This match sounds awesome. Good to see D'Angelo Dinero back on TV / pay-per-view. Pretty excited about this one. I'm gonna have to go with Anderson on this one. I think Anderson's gonna take the win and pick up 20 points. Next we got Jeff Hardy versus James Storm versus Robbie E versus Bully Ray in a table match. We'll have to see if the Aces and Eights make an appearance, taking out Bully Ray. It might be a 3-way, I don't know. But I'm gonna go with James Storm on this one. I was gonna say Bully Ray, but if he gets taken out, I'll just go with my safe bet, James Storm. I would like to see Robbie E win though, just like a surprise victory. Just yeah. But I'm gonna go with James Storm. So yeah. Next we got a ladder match with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, and Christopher Daniels. This match should be fucking awesome. Whenever you have Samoa Joe, Angle, Daniels, and Christopher Styles, Angle, and Daniels in a match, it's gonna be awesome. Even if you have 2, but you got all 4 of them in a fucking match. That sounds fucking crazy. And my dog's going fucking ape shit. I don't know why. But they're gonna go in a ladder match. Super excited for this one. This is probably going to be my match of the night. Actually, there's a lot of matches. I'm looking forward to Kenny King and Zema Ion a lot. But other than that, this ladder match, definitely probably I'm most excited for. And for the main event, we got Austin Aries versus Robert Roode TNA World Title match. I don't know if it's going to be a hardcore match because Hardcore Justice. I know before all the matches were hardcore matches, but if this one's gonna be one, cool. If it's not, cool. I'm excited either way. Haven't been too happy the way Aries has been used. It seems like the main... It's exactly what happened with CM Punk. CM Punk's champ, but the main focus was on Rock and Cena, or Cena Laurinaitis, Cena Big Show, Cena whatever. And same thing with Aries, you know, he's a world champ, but the main focus is on the Aces and Eights thing. I don't like that, but whatever. So hopefully he can retain, do some more good stuff with the world title. So if Rude loses, he never gets a world title match again while Aries is champ. So I don't know who's going to be his future competitor. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, so I'm going to go with Aries on this one. I'm pretty excited for this pay-per-view. Hopefully it delivers. I'm pretty excited about this one, TNA, so don't let me down. Please don't let me down. There's been a lot of cards where I'm like, wow, that looks really good. I watch it, wow, that's really terrible. I want my money back, so I'm probably not going to pay for this one. Although, I wish I could see into the future. Like, if this was a good pay-per-view, I'd definitely put my money on it, but money's tight right now. I got to save up for all these fucking games coming out. Borderlands, WWE 13... Little Big Planet Karting, PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, Resident Evil 6, Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Oh my god, so many games coming out, so I'm probably going to be watching this one online. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. If it's good, hopefully catch my review next week. So yeah, next we got some wrestling news. Let's go through it real quick. First, Rosa Mendez was recently arrested at an airport for being drunk. And later on that day, you learn that she's being abused by her fiance, and that you learn her fiance is a former WWE star. And you learn that he's engaged to another woman at the same time, which is a crazy story. So I feel really bad for Rosa Mendez. I think any guy that puts his hands on a female should definitely go to jail. But, you know, you see people like Chris Brown get away with it, you know, go do some community service so he can eat a dick. I would love to see fucking CM Punk cut a promo on this asshole, because, you know, he defends women, you know, the whole CM Punk Chris Brown thing. So, but anyways, I feel sorry for Rosa Mendez. You know, being arrested for being drunk is probably the least of her worries. You know, her fears were like her fiance was gonna kill her. So hopefully she's, you know, done away with him. Hopefully he gets some sort of punishment, whether he's arrested, she sues him or something, I don't know. And the other woman he's engaged to, call me, you know, I don't know what to say. So yeah, so I feel sorry for Rosa Mendez. Spousal abuse is a serious thing, so hopefully WWE has her covered with either rehabilitation of some sort, or they get their, you know, angry lawyers after this asshole. So hopefully everything goes well with her. And last but not least, we got Abraham Washington has been released by WWE. It started with a rape joke on Raw, and it just snowballed into a huge avalanche. They should just have gotten rid of his Twitter. That would have avoided this whole situation. But, you know, you're a part of the company, and you're bad-mouthing the company, and just, like, you have to be reprimanded. And they eventually released them. A couple other people have been angry with the company, such as JTG, posting not very favorable things to say about WWE. We'll see if he's gonna get released or what, but Abraham Washington, that's a big blow. Especially to the whole primetime player thing. I think he was like, I didn't like Abraham Washington at first, like on the ECW thing, like the whole late night show. I'm like, that's fucking terrible. Tony Atlas was awesome, but anyways, and then he comes back and does this, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. It fits him. It fits him. It's interesting, and whatever. And now that the primetime players lost this big part, like, I don't think they're gonna be as valuable as they are before. Like with Abraham Washington, they're really good. Without him, they're just very plain and boring. So I don't know what they're gonna do with them now. I think they got a tag team title match at SummerSlam, so we'll see if they win or lose. But yeah, just you can't talk shit about the company that you're with, you know? It's just, unless you wanted to get fired. If you want to get fired, fuck you, Vince McMahon. Suck a dick. Like, that's all you gotta say. And then, you'll probably get fired. And, or punch him in the face. Pull a Bret Hart and punch him in the face. So yeah, just Abraham Washington, big blow to primetime players overall. Actually, that's a pretty big hit to the tag team division, because they're part of the tag team division. It's a big hit to the top heel in the tag team division. So that's a big hit for the tag team division. And the whole scope of things, is it a big hit? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how what happens or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty disappointing that he got released. But at the same time, you can't talk shit about your company and expect to get away with it. JTG, he could just say it's a black thing. Like, hey, a bunch of white people, I want to fire me. I work for this company, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Yeah, well, Abraham, you know what? This is going to get into a whole race thing. I'm just going to end it there. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Come back next week where we got reviews for Raw, Smackdown, Impact, Ring of Honor, NXT, predictions for SummerSlam, reviews for ROH Boiling Point, Hardcore Justice, and a bunch of wrestling news. So, come back next week. Busy schedule. Hopefully get some universe videos up this week. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. Sorry for uploading this so late. I'm going to try and get the next one out as early as I can. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Catch us next time. Peace out.